That is right, guys. DraftKings canceled their first draft on me, unfortunately. Let's see why it happened and if it, hurt me, I guess, more than other teams in the league. Overall, I think it's probably good that they're canceling drafts, though. So not complaining, more just having fun with it and seeing what's going on. I did have to go through my drafts. I did identify this as a draft for um, uh, a tournament that is no longer available to be drafted into. So that's kind of unfortunate that I'm going to have less than a max capacity in this one. But it is what it is. Okay, here is the offending team, it looks like, who took Trevor Lawrence in the first, Austin Eckler in the second, and so on. Just very ugly. And they're in the number 6 hole in this draft. I was in the 8th spot. I know Puka Nakua first. And let's go over my team first, see how we did. Uh, I I like how at the beginning I have some correlation with the Rams and the 49ers, possible week 17 division thing going on there. I was able to get T. Higgins falling just a little bit. Everyone's going to fall just a little bit, I guess. So T. Higgins, Brees Hall, Marion Hampton here in the 5th was nice. He doesn't fall this far anymore. He used to fall this far. So this wasn't a crazy value, I don't think at the time, but it still wasn't always expected for him to fall there. So it was nice to get O'Marion Hampton in the 5th, Roma Dunze in the 6th. And so do I have any other? No, no. The only really thing I have going on right now actually is then I got Cooper Cup in the 7th. So I got 3 different teams from the same division going on. Um, then I end up with Pickens in the 8th. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers through 8 and 3 running backs through 8. And so I have a really solid core going on here overall, at least if you count by draft capital. And I still have 1, 2, 3, 3 stacks open, really, for the most part, in the Rams, the Bears, and the Seahawks. I'm not going to count Pittsburgh as a stack, and I'm not going to count the running back really as a true like stack I'm going after. So Rams, Chicago, and Seahawks. So we got so far. I then did double up at on Pittsburgh with Warren to go with Pickens. He's my number 4 running back through 9. So definitely heavier on running back than usual. It should let me essentially just avoid running back as long as I want to avoid running back. And it was 6. I could see myself only doing 5 on this team as well though. So but 3, 6, 8, 3 is the standard that most people are doing. It looks like that's what I ended up here. I do have a relatively good start at wide receiver also. So I could see myself towards the end of the draft going, well, I can draft anything I want to. Let's just go with the 6th running back instead. So I don't know if Warren here would be the ideal pick in a regular draft, but he made it all the way back to 104 as opposed to the late 80s that he usually goes. So I took him, and then I ended with David Njoku as my first tight end in round 10. And I really haven't opened up any more stacks because we don't know who the QB for Cleveland, or yeah, the QB for Cleveland is going to be either. This could be a team where you end up drafting one of those QBs that hasn't had a spot yet, possibly. And I do end up with 3 QBs, so I could see myself doing that, maybe. I end up with Jordan Love in the 11th at 128. I don't have any Packers, but the Packers are one of those teams that you can do a lot of backstacking with, so I expect to probably do that on this team. Also, I did draft a Chicago guy earlier, so we do have a little bit of NFC North correlation, a lot, just a little bit. It looks like Caleb Williams was drafted before it got to me in the 9th, so I definitely couldn't have taken him to do a stack there. I passed up on Brock Purdy in the 9th, which I think makes sense with Jalen Warren still available, and I still have a couple stacks left that I can do, and then back stacks as well, possibly if I need to. And so Jordan 11 after ADP in the 11th, knowing I can backstack them with players is nice. Knowing that I only have um, one, two, three, four, five wide receivers through essentially 11 rounds. I know I need to get at least two more, if not three or four more. And there's Packer receivers. I only have one tight end. There's Packer tight ends available. And there's even Packer running backs if I want to wait until the end of the draft and grab one of those. And so I did get Tucker Kraft. He fell to me slightly after around ADP as well, which was nice. And then I take Drake May, who fell all the way to 152, which happens sometimes in regular drafts. As I'm looking at this, for my team at least, there's nothing super out of the ordinary. There's some values definitely, like Hampton, just a little bit of value compared to where he's going. Adunze, just a little bit of value compared to where he's going, I think. Um, and then I can't remember where Cup was at this time. And then Warren, like I said, with a little bit of value. Njoku, a little bit of value. Love, a little bit of value. Kraft, kind of around this, well, 137, not 127. So the value started to get thicker and thicker at this point. With only one team, I'm surprised it's, maybe, I don't know. It with only one team doing something funny, I guess if every single pick is something funny, it's kind of build upon itself a little bit. So I got Drake May at 152, which is nice right here. He doesn't really correlate with anything I got, so I'm doing two backstacks is what I'm doing on this team. Emergency backstacks. I do have a Jet up here, so there's a little bit of division correlation, but really this is just to say, hey, I need wide receivers, I need tight ends. No, I don't need tight ends anymore. I need wide receivers at the very least, and I could use another tight end to make it a three tight end room, which I do. And I could use some running backs also. And these two QBs have options at both of those. Let's see what I do after that. I end up with Romeo Dobbs. And I'm building out that Packer thing. And then Dontavian Wicks. So I've built out my Packer stack, my back stack for the Packers. Love, Kraft, Dobbs, Wicks. I really do like that. That's fun. I got RJ Harvey, who was falling around here, I think, at this point in time. In the pick 180, it's blurry even on my screen, 185. I do stack up Drake May with Hunter Henry. So I did get that. And then Marshawn Lloyd. So Douglas would be going around this time as well. Let's see. There's Douglas right here. So I took Henry as my third tight end. You could say take Douglas and then let Henry slip. I think either of them are okay. They both have some upside and some risk. They could easily get another tight end. They could easily get another wide receiver. They could easily still feature them as key parts on their team. I went Henry to get my third tight end, which I think I have a really nice tight end room actually on this one. This is kind of my favorite. If you don't get one of the stud tight ends, I really like this type of tight end room, if you ask me. It just feels safe as long as you don't sacrifice other things on your team to make it happen. So I have three tight ends. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers at this point in time too. So that's probably why I took Henry, because I already had 7 wide receivers. I said I probably need to go 7 or 8, and I did go 8. And when I got Dubs and Wicks here, it makes sense to only go 8. Marshawn Lloyd. And so these two running backs, I think I'm just taking because it's of a value here. There's Giddens actually who went later on as well. Who knows which one's the better one to take there. And then I took Marshawn Lloyd, who was a stack. I stack with the Packers again. Marshawn Lloyd can be in the last round or in the 17th round. It's kind of crazy how far he goes in between, or maybe even undrafted in some cases. Then I took a third QB in Jackson Dart towards the very end of the draft. I think that's acceptable considering I have some Steelers and some Browns. Those are two teams that Dart could go to. So I like it, and at value is nice. And then I got another rookie wide receiver to end the draft to be my eighth wide receiver. I think that's a great pick. I could have taken, I could have taken a Patriot if I wanted to, but I think there's just maybe more juice in someone like Io Manor, especially considering now he's going in like the 15th, 16th round, maybe. I don't know, somewhere around here, 15, 16, 17. I'm not sure exactly, but way higher than the 20th round. So that was a very nice value there. Overall, it's, in my opinion, a nice team, not like a fantastic win it all team, but it's a nice team with lots of value, or not lots, but some value. Very solid wide receiver room, a very solid running back room, a very solid and safer for the most part tight end room, and then a solid and kind of safe, but maybe some upside as well, QB room. I think this is as safe with upside as you get for a QB room for the most part. Love coming off of an injury. Drake May in this year two of his team. And then Dart potentially end of season upside and correlation. Let's take a minute here to see if there was any other team, like, was there a team that did better than us and then makes us even more happy that this makes us happy that this got canceled. Look at the first team here. Taylor there looks nice. Jacobs there is just where it is. Worthy is usually now at least somewhere over here, so that's decent. Mixon is that's just where he is oftentimes. So these are reaches. Janu is a reach, and then Tua is a reach. So I'm gonna say not really for him. Not worried. Baker Mayfield's a reach here. Not worried about him. And I look at the rest of the team if they're not kind of taking advantage in some sort of way. Not a Harrison at the very end is nice, although I've seen that a couple times. That's just where he's going for the most part. A little bit later than usual, and even better now. So he's doing pretty good with where he's grabbing some of these people. Ingram is a reach. Herbert fell a little bit. That's nice. He pairs with McConkey. Jaden Daniels. Did he go two QBs? He took three QBs. I don't know why he'd take three QBs. He took Ward. Okay. Well, he took him late. Sure. Why not? And he's got a Cleveland just in case he goes to Cleveland. So, I mean, that's okay. I don't think it's as good. He's got Robinson, Henderson, Mason, Benson, Hill, and Estime. So this isn't a bad team. Good allocation as far as he's got three tight ends. I don't know. Like I think he could have gone 2-2, but 3-3 is fine. I don't know about this Hollins pick though. Like, what's the point? Oh, New England, LAC. Okay. So he's got a little bit of a week 17 thing potentially going on there. This team took Josh Allen at, I mean, he's actually going earlier now, I think, but let's see. You got Bucky just slightly late, Kamara slightly. So he's got three running backs. He took six total, three early, and they took two in the middle. So that's too much running back allocation. And then Miles Sanders at the end. I don't know why he did that. Not a fan. And then he didn't take his. He got nine wide receivers: Devontae, Debo, Myers, Thielen, Allen, Leggett, Pierce, Dell, Slayton. Not really any juice for the most part. I mean, it could do okay, but I'm not a fan of this one. As far I like how he did go two QBs though. That's not bad. He went three tight ends. Not bad either. So that's not, and then especially that late on Freiermuth, if you just want to look that way. This team went six wide receivers to start. Getting Connor falling is nice, and Judkins falling is nice, and Caleb Williams to stack is nice. Getting another rookie wide receiver. He's going later now, but that was late at the time. That's his first tight end. You got Penix to stack with London. No, that's his third running back. Seattle, did I see JSN up here? I did, JSN. I don't know if he needs JSN, but he took him. Another rookie wide receiver. I think that's nice. Hopefully, he just stops there. Does he get another one or not? He didn't. Good. And then he goes and he gets one, two, three, four, five running backs to start to end. Only one tight end on this one. Not a bad team, but one tight end at the end I think is too little. Don't need to look at that team. This team is nice right there. They took Hurts and Smith, Murray with McBride. I don't know why they took a third and Dak Prescott. That's a lot of QBs. I guess if there's one room to do it in, is a room where everyone else is, where there's a guy drafting just horrible. Um, one, I think he got away with it overall. It's a nice team. We got we got Goff around ADP, a little slightly after ADP. No, oh yeah, slightly after ADP, but he's not really getting any value anywhere else. So this is just a team you'd see in general for the most part. These last QBs fell a little bit, but the other players fell a little bit as they went, but he didn't get any value up top, or not any significant value up top. No significant value with Patrick Mahomes right there. Hawkinson right here, not really. Purdy, a little bit of value with Purdy. Diggs is a lot of value now. That's nice. I don't really see much there. I'm not sure about those three running backs. Um, they took six total. Four, five, one at the end. I don't know about Singletary either. Like, I mean, just go really safe, trying to make it to the next round, I guess, make it the playoffs. Weak at QB, definitely. Two QBs way too early. So there's two or three teams that are nice in here. I liked my team overall. Um, but it's the right thing to do for DK to close it down. So thank you, DK, for doing the right thing. And you guys, let me know if I got lucky this one canceled or unfortunate got canceled. Talk to you guys. Peace.